Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, guys. How are you all doing? I am just gonna get started with the watch list. Give me a second. So let's get down to business, guys. We have got quite a big watch list today. We got BBIG from yesterday, and that one I will talk about in a minute. RNXT, SPRT, AMC, SPY is always there. ANY, any AFRM, DVAX, PayPal, TCAT, PXLW, SGOC. And we've got gappers, ACIU, and RHE. Right? So let's talk about gappers first. Right, the strongest of them gappers are ACIU. As you can see, guys, from 7 to 13s. Right about now, 1260s attacking. So this is the strongest. There has to be a bigger catalyst behind it. Okay, so this is a phase 2 trial result probably. Now, what I've noticed in the past is phase 2 trial, any phase trials, even if there's positive results, they do tend to not last that long. So we have to be extremely careful if we're going to long this. I am thinking I'm going to be short biased as it opens, guys. I expect this to fade off a little bit. In fact, maybe more. But we'll see. When it comes to it, if it does give us a setup, we will take a short on it. But it can be a little bit expensive as well, guys, to the borrows and everything. So I have to find out. And but I'm not looking to long this unless later down the line, maybe an hour or so later, if it does provide us with something. Okay, that's ACIU. RHE is already fading off, so I already don't like it. It has gapped up a little bit, but I'm thinking if it does pop up to VWAP, it's gonna start to fade back off. So both gappers, I am short biased, definitely. Morning Jessica, morning Jay, how's it going, guys? So two gappers that we have, guys, I am short biased on both of them. Now quickly we're going to go through the other watch list. Be big, you know the drill, guys. Be big. It done a big thing yesterday and on Friday. Massive moves. We're talking from 3s to 10s and then coming back down to 7s yesterday, and today slight gap down. So I'm thinking on this one, guys, it's going to be volatile. Be extremely careful, but if it does pop up to 7s, we are going to keep an eye on that for a possible short. So we want to see it pop up. Do not chase if it starts to wash off, guys. So most likely I'm going to be short biased on it. That's be big. RNXT, I believe it's in a recent IPO and a massive move yesterday, and today it might provide us with something. And now on this one, guys, I wouldn't touch it right off the open. We're going to wait on this. I'm definitely going to wait maybe half an hour, 15 minutes on RNXT. SPRT again, would like be big, guys, you know it's been running. We're talking $9 to 60s. This has been just crazy, but again, if you're going to trade this, it's going to be you will have to understand your risk that you're going into this kind of trade that can whip you out quite a few times. So if it does provide us with something really decent with tight stop, we will take it. Otherwise, we'll leave it alone for later on. AMC, everybody knows the drill, guys. Today, I don't mind either way, long, short. I'm not biased on it. Any, as you can see, it's related to crypto. I've written it here. Somehow it's related to crypto. So I would not be considering this for today. If it is, cryptos are hard to actually really have an edge on. So I'm going to leave it alone. AFRM, massive move up. This might be something that might be quiet and yesterday it just didn't do some it's just choppy. So today I expect the same thing as well, so I am gonna probably get rid of AFRM, guys. Right, let's get rid of that. DVAX, I still have that. Yesterday we watched this, and then we tried to trade it, but it wasn't, well, there were opportunities there, but it wouldn't have provided anything good. So DVAX today, it might, I'll still keep it, but it's not my main watches, guys. PayPal, massive move up yesterday. It's coming off of that that little channel here, and 280 is broken and ended up strong. So what you will see on this PayPal is when these moves happen, it is quite strong, guys. Don't expect that this move is gonna fade off now. There is something big behind it, so if it does fade off to, let's say, 280s, 285s, that might be another long opportunity there. So be very careful shorting PayPal. And TCAT, guys, we've been trading this, but it has quieted down a little bit, and it has gotten a little bit choppy. I think the moves on this one is over for a while, so I'm gonna get rid of that. And then PXLW, as you can see, really illiquid stock, although it looks interesting daily, but very illiquid. I just don't like to look at these kind of stocks at all. So I'm gonna get rid of PXLW. SGOC, pretty much same, I would say, so I'm gonna get rid of that as well. Now we've got somewhere. Hello. Morning, Tom. How's it going, man? So we've got a proper watch list, guys. Again, I'll refresh this. We are looking at BBIG, RNXT, SPRT, AMC, DVAX, PayPal, and we've got ACIU, RHE. All right, that's my main watch list, guys. So I'm gonna sort my grid out here. AMC, SPRT, TCAT goes away. RNXT comes here. And then we have DVAX. Pick. And also I am keeping an eye on the side. I have looked at the PFE charts. I have been following this for a while. This pullback or a correction I was expecting, and it did this correction. I'm thinking there will be a bounce opportunity probably today or this week. So if I'm gonna go into PFE, I will be looking longs on it. I'm long biased on this. So let's actually add the PFE here. Perfect. Okay, guys, that's our watch list. Hope you do well today, and best of luck. Per usual, guys, I'm going to be starting 5 minutes after the open. I will start looking for trades 5 minutes after the open, not before that, because that 5 minutes, initial 5 minutes, can be extremely choppy if you're not a scalper. If you are, then that could be a good opportunity for you, especially on these gappers. And yeah, you can take some really quick profits on the breakouts and breakdowns. Yep, that's the plan, guys. Just a reminder, guys, although today is not Monday or Friday, but we still have to be careful, trying to pick the best setups possible. And if you think there's iffy and 50-50 on that setup, then don't take it at all. That's just your mind telling you that it's not clean enough. It's not your setup, basically. So avoid that. And if it's screaming at you, then yes, you take it, but with controlled risk, guys. Again, before we start, risk is the only thing we control, guys. Just remember that. The rest, you cannot. Okay, guys, best of luck. I will see you in about 2 minutes. I'm gonna grab my coffee. Let's get going. All right, guys, let's get to business. We are open. Let's do this. Now, if you're not, first of all, you shouldn't be trading. The first 15 minutes, 10 minutes, you shouldn't be trading at all. If you're not experienced, if you don't have like 5 years experience, I wouldn't recommend trading the first open. Um, but it's a really, really good time to actually trying to pay attention to the level 2 and the pricing, trying to read level 2, especially on these small caps. I mean, for example, like RHE is 1.7 million float. I don't think that's correct, but um, on this one is much easier to read level 2, uh, especially when it's moving quite fast. So um, at the open, it could be a training time for you guys. Just don't trade if you don't know what you're doing. So we are looking at quite a lot of washes going on. AMC is flying, by the way. I know some people will like that over here. I'm not saying. I'm not pointing fingers. But yeah, some people will love to see that AMC fly. But apart from that, guys, I'm seeing a lot of washes. So general direction of the market initially, SPY, as you can see, guys, washing up nicely. Now, on SPY, I am expecting a little bit of a correction, guys. So today might be the red day that we're waiting for. I guess in this day and age, everybody needs that coffee to function. Right. All right, guys. SPRT, there's a lot moving, guys. SPRT washing up big time. I am short biased on it for sure. I'm keeping an eye on SPRT. And then what else do we have? I also have Aether from yesterday. Aether. Let me just put Aether here because it is washing nicely. Yeah, SPRT, as I mentioned, like this can be huge, rangy moves. We're talking, I mean, sometimes it gets about 30 cents spread. So it's definitely Jessica for you. I will avoid it. I'll definitely avoid it because with the CFDs, you will have to go if you want a quick order. You will have to go with market order, isn't it? But look at that move, man. That pullback to 34s and coming down to 32s now. Incredible. Incredible. Okay, so on SPRT, if it does start to come up to 35 areas, but you want it to settle down a bit before you take it. If it does hit that 35 area, then we're gonna watch it, and if it does start to give us nice little tight congestion area to put our risk based on, then we can take it. Otherwise, it's just too volatile, guys. I might take it on the side, but I'm not gonna call it out for sure. By the way, RNXT, we have got a little bit of a wash coming, but 1425s, 1450s is the risk. Not very clean. Not very clean. So RNXT and SPRT. RNXT, RNXT. Got yeah, That's what I was afraid of on our NXT, just running away. That's okay. NXT 14, 34, 14, 34. There's a 70 cents risk on SPRT, guys, right about now. There is a possible short around under 34, but we've got like a $1 risk there, guys. It's running, it's running. Just when I say it, it's run. Come on, SPRT. I was just about to take it, but I couldn't. It is still choppy a little bit, but you gotta leave room for that. At least $1, I would say. By the way, keep an eye on BBig as well. BBig is washing. I expected that from BBig anyways. I was actually looking for it to come up to 7s. This is where my zone is. It barely got to that point. Tried it again and completely failed off. So any opportunity for a pullback short, we will take that, but we'll wait for a nice little bounce off of this low here. ACIU. For a short, you mean? I would think this is at the moment looks like long. Over 12 looks long, but I will not trust it unless it starts trading under VWAP or 1150s for a short. SPRT, SPRT, SPRT. Come on, SPRT. 30s. Right, ACIU. Looking at this now, trading under 3. Now this could be a bit choppy, guys, so you wanna make sure it actually breaks these this area here, guys, because remember this is quite crowded right about now. Huge gap. There will be a lot of crowd. I mean, there's a lot of games being played as well, obviously, but you wanna. It's better to wait for it to make up its mind. That's all I would say. Just don't get chopped up in that area here. That's all I would say. If it starts to break 1250s, there might be a chance for a long, but I really wouldn't trade it long as well. If it does break 1130s, 1140s, then maybe shorts. I'm more short biased on this, honestly. Okay, and RNXT. Anybody got into SPRT? How are we looking at on that? Quite a bit of risk as well, guys. Quite choppy, but your risk is still over 34.85s, guys. So come on. ACIU. Freaking hell, my entry was 34. Just over 34. I missed ACIO, by the way, over here in that flip, in that little wick area here. And also over here I missed it. I really wanted better price. That's how I miss things sometimes. But it could go. Now it wouldn't give us a chance. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Tell me somebody took it. We're talking 34, 33s, and if you had taken it, you can keep your stop just over 34, 30s, right over here. If it does come back to 34.30s, that means we are going to be still in the chop. So it's actually not going to have follow through. There it goes, comes back up. And now you want to really see that, watch that 34 area. If it does start to break and close above it, then you could just keep your tight stop. Right, ACIU trying to make up its mind. It's under 12, 1160s. ACIU, as you can see, that's expected from this kind of stock. That chop, as you see, is staying within that range, isn't it? So it's bringing the prices to the stops, trying to find the liquidity as much as it can, and then probably move. So once these two areas get broken, I'll expect a good move on this. But just remember, guys, you cannot pick a direction. You won't be able to tell a direction on this. You can guess maybe, but it's not guaranteed. I was watching Be Big. Damn it, Be Big. Yes, we did miss a chance on Be Big. I was watching it, but I was paying so much attention to SPRT. Oh, beautiful, very clean. You see that pullback there? That's what I was looking at. Little micro pullback, and under that first red bar was your entry, and beautiful. That's pretty much, I would say, 630 to 643 is just 13 cents stop for you, and you already gotten your target. And the one that I missed is RNXT as well. RNXT was a trade here. I was watching it. I was trying to get fills, but I couldn't. So, but yeah, it's difficult to chase now. I wouldn't consider shorting at the moment. It'll be a chase. By the way, I think RHE just halted. It's got halted. And these, you know, it's 1.7 million float, guys. This is when it moves, it will move. So I expect a huge move on this if it does start to. Now it looks stronger, but I will still consider this. It's not gonna. If it starts to break out the pre-market highs, then maybe it could do squeeze. But as it opens, there will be a lot of short sellers piling up on this, and a lot of profit taking as well from here. Yeah, RHE, yeah. It's halted, yeah. Oh, Be Big. That's probably the cleanest chart I've seen for a while. Be Big. No worries. SPRT is going for it. Right, guys, on SPRT, if you are short on it, you want to put your stop just over 34s, guys, because this low, if it starts to bounce, then you don't want to get caught in that reversal. But if it does break, look out. The reason why I'm paying so much attention on this is I am short, but I did not call it out, so I'm not gonna really discuss trade management on it, and I'm not gonna mark it on the chart. I'm almost like break even on it. That's what I will say. Right. So what else? Let's have a look. PayPal. PayPal, there is a setup here, but I just don't like. First of all, daily is quite strong. Secondly, I just don't like this price action here, the wash, and then the continuation never was there. So it's kind of like a reversal pattern for me. Look at this, guys. ACIU is just, I mean, how are you going to trade that unless you're a scalper and you're just reversal? That's extremely dangerous to even for scalpers. So no. Obviously at the one point it's going to give up. Either way, either the buyers are going to give up or the sellers. RHE is open. RHE is open. Yeah, SPRT is making up its mind. It's a reversal. I did mention over here, this low can be a reversal point, so be extremely careful. So if you had traded around 34s, you would have been out on it break even. So there it goes. That's your that bar itself. That's a short seller piling in and a lots of profit taking. Now on this one, on RHE, if it starts to break above, it's definitely trying to make up its mind. If it does break above 12s, 12.25s, then it could go for another run to 13s. So just gonna keep an eye on that. Okay, ACIO finally making up its mind. Finally is doing that. So let's keep an eye on this. I'm definitely short biased now. As I mentioned earlier as well, guys, these things get heavily shorted. Any phase trials, there's a reason for it. Most of those trials really sort of end up doing nothing really. So people are pessimist about those results. So a lot of short sellers will pile up on this. Now it's under 1150. If it does come back, At the moment it hasn't broken successfully in my opinion. If this bar starts to trade under 1150, then yes, uh, I would, yeah, it's kind of like in the middle, isn't it? So you see how you could be a yeah, on this one I'll be looking for shorts, any sort of opportunities. I never chase anything. If it does give me my price, which will be decided after it what it does on the break here. If it starts washing towards 11s, and if it does start to come back up 11.15s, then that's where I will look to short it. But definitely looks weak now. It's given up, as you can see. You can clearly tell it's given up. This box that I created earlier on was the area where they were fighting basically. Now um, just there was a little bit early signs of a direction change right under 12s right over here, but that's just something advanced. I wouldn't go into it too much. Today guys, I feel like I have missed quite a few, so this FOMO, it'll be a good test and training for FOMO today, because I was definitely looking at the RNXT right over here. I don't know whether I mentioned this or not, guys, in the room. I don't remember, but I really was looking at just over 14s. I was actually trying to fill some some over here somewhere right at the top, but since it ran, this wash happened, I didn't want to chase it. So somehow I knew that, Jay. Somehow I knew that. No, I have to be tough with you, Jay, because you seem to be taking these trades. It's gonna give you a heart attack one day, honestly. We gotta work on those entries of yours. And the problem, Jay, the problem with your entries, I'm not saying that, well, there's no setup or whatever, but the thing is, if this works out, that's even worse for you. You know that, right? I'm not saying that this is not going to work out, but if you know, if it does work out nicely, then that is going to mess up your psychology, and you will look into these trades, and you will start to get into trades early, and that's not the way to, like, it's going to stress you out, man. Trust me. I've been there so many years. It's not a healthy situation. But you know, when it comes to PNL, yeah, this is nicely working for you, mate. Yeah, and it's looking good. That's what I would say. Might be big, might give us a chance. I am waiting on that how it responds to VWAP. This is a clear VWAP setup here. Not much to this setup because it's an area basically, and also this area where it broke from, that little pullback. That's when it started to fall, have that move. So I am looking into big, be big, for sure. And on this one, the stop is determined as well. It's just over that wick, 633s. Now, if you really want to be safe on this, I have entered, by the way, guys, around 620. Sorry, I didn't mention 620 is the entry right over here. And my stop is just over the wick here, but I will prefer it to be over this wick here, guys, 640s. That's a hard stop. Now if it starts to break above the VWAP and start trending over it or trading over it, then I will get out mentally. So that's kind of like a mental stop over this area here. Let me just put that as my stop. That's our first trade of the day. And remember guys, this stop here is my mental stop. What I want this to do for me to get out is break above VWAP, and once it's broke that, I want the second bar to take me out, take the broken bar out. So if it does do that, I'll explain you when it does. But you want to keep your hard stop here, that's fine. If you do keep hard stop, trying to keep it slightly over here, 641s, right? Okay. AMC is providing us with something as well, guys. AMC, right about. It's kind of difficult because daily looks strong, but we've got 45.50 and 45.30, so 25 cents. 45.55 is the stop. 25. So around 25 cents. There is a short here right about now, guys, on AMC. $45.26. I got in $45.26, guys. I'm gonna try small on this. I'm not gonna risk too much because it's still early on it. 25, and the stop is just over 45.55. It's gonna take us out. There you go. All right, let's see. 45.53. 53. I'm out, guys. 53. I'm out. This is bringing in some volume. I don't like it. 53. I'm out. And B big is just doing that thing that we discussed earlier. And let's have a look. B big. Yeah, now so on this one, guys, what I want is, let's have a look. This might be a good one to actually for education purposes. Now on this one, I want this the high to close above. You see this? Now the hard stop can be on top of that, right? Does that make sense? Now your hard stop can be on top of the high of the breakout bar, right about here. Now that's my hard stop, guys. So because what it did was it broke above the VWAP and it's done its wick it was supposed to do, and yeah, that might be, if it does start to fade off of there, that might be another chance for an ad, but we'll see. RHE completely failed off of after that halt. Remember I mentioned this is not gonna have that much of a follow through, and yeah, as soon as it opened it just yeah, washed down and then continues. So weakness is there on this, and it might actually fade off today. There's a nice opportunity in ACIU right about now. Alright, so be big, guys. Your hard stop will be on top of that if you haven't already gotten out. If you had hard stop, you would have been gotten out anyways. Right over here, that's the stop. If it does come back and take the high out, it's a failed trade. I think AMC is gonna do a wick on us, and then it's gonna continue. That's exactly what I'm looking at right now. Getting a bit choppy though over here. I saw some volume coming in, that's why I got out a bit early on this, and I started with small positions, so I'm okay. That's like half my loser. Alright, I'm out of B big BBIG. Let me check the price. The break of that 638. 638. I'm out, guys. $6.38. I am out. B big. So this, I think, was a brief reversal instead of a healthy pullback. At the point where I entered, right over here, I believe it was here, right? Over here, it was showing sign of another continuation to the downside. Just pausing a little bit at the VWAP and this level. That's why I took the trade here, and I was okay with my risk being at the top here as well. But once it broke above and start trading above, and then I got stopped out right over here. So we're looking at 620 to 638, about 18 cents, 18 cents stop, which is all right. Yeah, it's part of the game, obviously. ANY, guys, ANY. Does anybody have? Actually, I don't have it, but I have it on my other. Well, I don't know why I have it, but I think I got rid of it. ANY. Oh, it's because it's crypto related. So anything. Not too sure about this, guys. There is a setup here, beautiful setup. It's just because it's crypto related, Bitcoin related, I just can't. It's very hard basically to have an edge on, because they can do anything. It's like forex market, guys. It's incredibly difficult to have an edge as a technical trader. So anything related to Bitcoin, expect anything. AMC is strong. It looks quite strong, so be very careful shorting it, guys. AMC. I did mention earlier the daily looks on AMC quite strong. That's why I took small size on this. Looking at daily, it's one of those that could really get you in trouble if you're shorting it and not having a stop. Josh, it's it's probably at least, I would say, 5 years of experience. 5 years of doing that over and over and over and over again every single day almost. Yep, be big. We sometimes, what happens is we sometimes have the right idea, but we're a bit too early. This is one of the examples, but that doesn't mean that this stop out is not right. It's 100% right, and I stick by it. The reason being is this might be going down again like that, and you would look at it and with a FOMO um, you know, but not every single stock is going to do that. You know, if 5 out of 10 doesn't do that, that's going to get you in a lot of trouble. So sticking to your stop, and especially in these kind of circumstances, knowing that it's going down, you want to be, training your mind to not feel FOMO too much, because just tell yourself, what was your plan on this? What was the business plan? You're trading with someone. Let's say you're actually trading some cards. Yeah, you've agreed on certain conditions, um, certain prices, and certain risk on it. You followed it to the tick. That's what should give you. Right about now, by the way, could be a short. Sorry, I'm just gonna stop right in the middle of the. Anyway, so remember, if you have followed your process, if you have done the right thing, then that is actually a successful trade. In my opinion, that's a successful trade. Josh, I wish I could, but obviously, you want to be in a place where you have people. Let me just put it this way: if you want to, let's say, be like someone, you want to be around them. Do you understand what I'm saying? The more you're with them, interacting with them, and the more likely you are gonna end up thinking like them. It's just nature. And obviously, Josh, you haven't been in our room that much, but if you do start to stick around, you will notice that as we have these two quick trades losers or three trades losers, we have, I mean, members who have been here for a while, they know exactly what I'm talking about. We have back to back to back winners that will surprise you. Literally, like, people can't believe, like, oh, how can you aim for 5 hour, 5 hour, 10 hours? Um, I'm telling them, well, if you're not aiming for 5 hour, 10 hours, then you're doing the wrong thing. So just remember, it's not one trade that makes you a trader. It's a series, the result of a series of trades that makes or breaks you. I will be a bit careful on ACIO, guys. ACIO, I will be careful. Um, Over here, VWAP, could be something there, but if it starts to, what is looking like it wants to creep back up. So let me show you why I say this. You see this area? It's gapped up. It's actually not, haven't broken this zone at all. The top part of the breakout when it started to range out. So before that, if you are short on it, be extra careful. And if you are going to take any short on it, be extra small, right? Once it starts to break the 11 properly, and especially the 200 EMA, then maybe you can look into adding on the bounces. Yeah, this worries me. The way it's going like that. It worries me as a short trader. Otherwise, if this went parabolic to the VWAP, I probably would have shorted it. And you might think, why the hell would you short something that's going so fast to into? If it's coming up to an area, and if it shows a single sign of weakness at that area, I'll probably short it. Right about now as well, it's showing a bit of a weakness, but it did the same here, same there. So unless it takes out this, I wouldn't consider this to be weak. This is a very short-term period, but a long-term, bigger picture, I want this to get taken out. 1080s, this area here, 1070s. By the way, B big had an opportunity for a short. Let's have a look. Right about here, and you could still, but we've got a $20 risk there. Sorry, 20 cents risk if you're trading 100 shares. That's $20. Yeah, volume is definitely dying down. Jessica on that. But if we start to do a little bit of a congestion area here, nice little tight range, then the breakout or breakdown could be quick. In this case, the breakdown will be hopefully fast. Now, 6 is an area you want to watch. If it does break that 6 successfully, what I mean by that is not this quick. It has to start trading under it for a few candles. That's when you can relax about it and maybe bring your stop down to 615, something like that. But at the moment, 620s probably is the stop. Not the best of the setups, not the best, but the trade is there for sure, especially if that 6 breaks. And as I mentioned, AMC looks dangerous for short sellers today. But what a clean triangle. Yes, makes sense. It has done its move. But you have to remember as well that this move came in with this bounce, right? So whatever try this made to bounce back to reverse, it didn't happen, did it? Now, this wash in itself is told you that, well, I had a weakness earlier on. I tried to bounce, but I'm just too tired. I couldn't bounce, so I'm just going to give up. So this is the sign of giving up, at least temporary. This is what I'm saying right about now. Not now, but over here on this wash, I'm looking at it and saying, well, yeah, I think it's given up. This was just a quick stop run or liquidity hunt, whatever you want to call it. I'm just worried about the AMC's daily. AMC's daily is one of those, and it's also one of those meme stocks, right? When it does run, it can get you in big, massive trouble. So you want to wait, make sure you get the if you're waiting for AMC to short, just make sure that, at least levels get broken and stay broken, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, Tom, you shouldn't be worrying about this. You're bag holding this thing. There you go. I said it. Got you. Got you. Still, it's gonna affect you, isn't it? Huh? I am. I am firing using your shoulder, Tom. Just indirectly shooting at other people. There goes AMC. 46 is gonna get taken out, and if it does, then, well, am I run? Okay, there's. Nice one. Today, yeah, they might be happy. What this needs to do right now is it just needs to break that high of day and leave it behind, like proper, leave it behind. 4620s, that needs to be left far behind. But it looks like it wants to do that. This is the deciding factor. This candle you see here. Now, as long as this candle doesn't come back down below 50% of this and start trading here, I think it looks quite strong. Uh, yeah, for sure, 100%. Dotted line. This line is a pivot point. Uh, Pivot point. Well, if you're still in it, you can actually keep your stop on above that wick now, because if it does take out the wick 620s, then there's no point in holding unless there's a VWAP. But it depends what your risk was. You know, if your risk was flexible, then yeah, you could have stopped over. Yeah, I mean, it's too close to VWAP anyway, so if you get taken out here and then VWAP reverses, then that's bad. Yeah, it depends your tolerance to the risk level. If you can't handle this stop over VWAP, then you should definitely get out at the break of 622s. By the way, BBAC doesn't look good. That 6 held. That 6 held, so it's getting into that chop zone. So if you're trading it, it could chop you out quite a few times before it actually makes its move. It might never make that move today. Yeah, as long as your greens are actually bigger than your reds, in the long run, don't just look at one trade. Um, if you start looking at one trade, you will just miss the big picture. Always look at your result from a series of trades, especially uh, by the performance of your system following your rules. So basically the process of your trading instead of the outcome. You might have heard this hundreds of times, but it's so true. People don't just, obviously it's very hard to get initially. It's very extreme. If I tell you thousands of times, the the secret to trading is to actually concentrate on the process and not on the outcome. If I was to give you one secret, that'll be it. But the thing is, how you're going to use it without getting into that mentality, without going through all that psychological experiences, is very hard to understand that. And it's very extremely hard to implement it. So what's going to happen is you either go through these psychological phases yourself and then realize, oh shit, what YB was talking about was, yeah, that makes sense now. What I don't want to do, I hope you don't do, what I don't want you to learn that is in about 10 years. I want you to learn that in about 1 year. That's the difference, right? Some people learn it, trust me. Some people don't even learn it. They never learn it. Oh, AMC is having that congestion. AMC is doing that thing. Guys, there might be a long opportunity here. I'm looking at AMC. Okay, let's have a look. Analyze this bad boy. We have got 4610s. Guys, I am looking to long this. 4610s, 46. I'm gonna be quick, guys. Probably 4610s, 4610s, 4610s. My stop is around here, guys. 4578, 4610s is the long. 4610 around there. I'm willing to put some risk on it because it seems like it wants to break out. I'm gonna only put the risk under 45.78 around this area here, 75s, this area, the low of this candle. I'll just give me a while, John. I'll try to cover whatever you're querying about in a minute. Just need to adjust this this trade here. Okay, low of 45, 45.73, 70s, somewhere like that here, guys. Alright, it's gonna take me out. Alright, I'm still waiting. Okay, now as you can see, the bounce here, the bounce on CMA. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that hard stop just under it because I know there's something's there to put my stop behind. So just on the break of that low of that candle is my hard stop. Now it could take you out quite a few times before it actually breaks, if it does break. I don't mind risking a small amount to actually for me to get a chance to actually go for a bigger move. Okay, I'm out, guys. Yeah, that my hard stop got taken out. So this wasn't ready. This was a fake. I knew it was early as well, but just remember that if you do get in early, sometimes on the breakout itself, we never get the chance. So that was definitely early, but definitely worth a chance as well, worth a shot. Yeah, it's one of those right over here. Now this is obviously that pattern is now cancelled because if this area holds, that might still be active actually. If the VWAP holds, it might still be active. But if it starts to break the VWAP and start trading under it, that's just gone. That attack on the 46 is gone, and in fact that could be a reversal. So I'm just waiting on that the VWAP here. 45.20. No, why is it at 45.20? It's a 45.50. Just give me a second. Let me check my other platform. What do they say? Right. Let me check here. So VWAP is visible. Okay. AMC. Yeah, 45.50. Maybe. It's important to get the right VWAP, because VWAP should not have. It's based off of volume, so it should not change from broker to broker. No. So your broker's calculation method might be wrong on it. As you can see, guys, at the moment right now, this trend line is holding. But if I wasn't a little bit biased on the long side on AMC, there might be a short opportunity, but we have to keep an eye on the VWAP. So I am going to wait for this whole trend line to break, or the VWAP, especially breaking under the VWAP and trading under it. And then I'm going to make a decision whether to trade AMC or not. Now, if it does come back up to 46s again, I will look to long it. I will start to look to long it with tight stops. I'm going to start small. I will start small and then I will probably add over the break of the high as well. That's the plan with AMC, but right about now it needs to stay above the VWAP for a while. Yeah, exactly, 45 48. That's what I have as well. Yeah, Tom, try to use, like, if your broker's platform is not good for charting, there's a lot of other charting software you can use, like Trading View, for instance. There's quite a few out there. TC2000. But I think you have to pay for TC2000 and for Trading View as well. I think it's free, but you still have to get some features on it. I think you have to pay. Few pennies short might not be a bad thing. There's a lot of RHE, guys. RHE is trying to go for it. 1220s. Under 12 is your stop. 1225. I am looking at this. Might be late. I might be late. I might be late. Oh God, I'm late. Okay. Okay, I'm late. Definitely late. It's too late. It's gonna halt. Going into 13s. So I was looking at here somewhere. 1220s. That's fine. Don't worry about it. We are looking at AMC. Honestly, guys, I feel like AMC is about to give up. And I don't know why I say this, but it seems like it wants to break that VWAP and trend lower. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, I was just entering, literally, like, just pressing the, you know, the order entry system. It just went so quick because I don't like to chase. You know them. You know me. AMC, by the way, guys, 45.60 and then 45.80, 90s, 30 cents stop. Just worried about that VWAP though. I'm just gonna wait up on it. Yeah, I saw it here. I saw it here, and this candle happened so quickly. So I was looking. I was looking to give 1220s. Even that 1220 is a chase for me. I always try to enter on this bar here. I'm always early. You might have noticed, and that doesn't pay off sometimes. Like today, I tried to get in early on AMC twice. It there's your short. As you see, uh, my gut feeling is always right. Um, where is the other one that we traded? Be big, be big for sure. Right about here. It was early. Could have waited for this, but still, it's just going into that chop there. So yeah, it does really pay off sometimes, but it also whips you out. Yeah, AMC certainly made this decision, guys. It's gonna trend lower. This is what I meant by earlier. If it does break that trend line, expect it to trend lower. So there it goes. There it goes. It might never give us a chance. It's actually pausing now and attacking that 13. If it does break that, then it could run. Let's see what we have. Oh, we've got until 15 and 14s. So right, guys, so since it is quite slow, we can talk about things, but if you have any questions or queries, fire it away. I think John had some questions. At that time I couldn't really because I was in a trade, but yeah, fire it away. Wow, ACIU just fully gave up. Fully. It's it tried to break that 12, came back, tried its best, and it started to fade. Now it's just decided that no, I'm not gonna. Watch AMC. Keep an eye on AMC. Idea with this is if it does bounce back to 45.50s, and if that starts to hold, there's our short. So keep an eye on AMC for a possible short on this bounce. So on this one bounce, guys, any sort of weakness, that's our opportunity. Alright, keeping an eye on AMC. I got in some 45.29s, guys, on AMC. 45.29s. If this is a red trade, guys, that'll be it for me. 45.29s with a stop over a VWAP. So it needs to close above VWAP and start trading above. So let's see what it does over at the VWAP area, this area here. 45. Alright, okay, so that's a good rejection from that area, at least for the moment. There it goes, there it goes. There it goes. Yeah, any ANY is Bitcoin related, so I'm not too keen on that. If you do look at Bitcoin itself, that's probably why. I might be wrong on it. Yeah, so that AMC is working nicely. That 45 area breaks, then we have got 44.80s. That's probably the first partial area. So let's wait for that. That's looking good. Okay, that's not too shabby right now. Okay. 45.80s. Around 45.80s is the first partial area, guys. Ooh, that bounce is a bit too much. Don't like that bounce. Okay, that's not too bad. Come on, wash towards that 44.80s. There we go. Okay, here we go, AMC. Come on, AMC. 44.80s. Let's take first partial around here. 44.87s. Getting ready to take some out. Just waiting on it to give me a better price. 44.87s, 86s. Okay, come on, wash. 91s. See, that's the problem here. Okay, I'm gonna take some out, guys. I know I might regret this. 91s, but I need to bank in some 91s. I took some out, and as soon as I take, it's gonna go. Yeah, 91s. First partial out on AMC with a stop still at the high of that VWAP. You can move it down to break even now, but I just don't see a point at the moment. Let's wait until the 45 area gets some price action, and then we can move it over 45 area. So that is the plan with AMC. We finally managed to get something that moves. Yep, 200 AMA. There you go. Almost every single day you see that. If you don't believe me, I'll show you. There we go. Over here, RHE bounces, bounces, bounces off of 200 EMA. And then we've got ACIU. Boom, to the tick, to the tick. Right? I know over here it broke down completely, but it's just, you just can't ignore that. And then I'll show you pretty much every single stock. I'll show you there will be something. You see this? There we go. So what can I say about 200? That's why I have it on my chart. So hopefully on that bounce on this AMC is just a bounce, not a reversal. What I would like to that 45 area, if that starts to hold, then it's a good sign that it's gonna break. But if it doesn't, then we can exit early as well. On the break of 20 EMA, I will be careful holding on to this. Ooh, okay, RHE was a good one. I didn't pay attention to it too much, but yeah, that was a really nice one. Re-entry was there because we missed it here. Re-entry was here, but I wasn't really paying attention to it. One thing you might have noticed with me is I will not stick to my bias. When I make a pre-market watch list, I will say, oh, today I'm biased on this, and I don't mind changing that bias if the opposite happens, right? For example, AMC. Up until this point, it looked quite strong to me, especially with the daily. And as long as that was holding up, that thesis was holding up, I am still gonna consider this strong. Now, since it actually didn't do that, it actually broke the trend. What I mean by trend is not this higher highs, higher lows. No, it actually broke the pattern of the whole objective. So so my thesis completely sort of reversed here when it started breaking down under VWAP and that trend line, because it wasn't doing what it was earlier on. and it wasn't continuing to do that. So, you know, if you have bias, let's say long biased, you will always miss these short trades. Right over here, in fact, I didn't take that short because that was too early. I was talking about this, by the way. So having that biased, really strict bias on certain stocks can be a problematic issue here, because we don't tend we will start thinking, we will start to see things that are not there, and we will start to miss things that are there when you're biased. So it takes a while, but trying to ask yourself, well, why do you think it's strong? Well, because it's trending above VWAP, it's trending above a trend line, and it looks like it's a stable move, this and that. And then you ask yourself, well, what's going to change that, right? I might add here, but anyways, so what's going to change that? What's going to determine that that thing isn't there anymore? So if you answer, okay, well, it needs to break this area, it needs to do that, then you've got your answer. So if you, I don't know whether you've noticed, but always if I'm talking about the stock, I'm always talking, if it does this, then that. If it does this, then that. There's always, I'm always trying to cover if then scenarios. Well, obviously I can't cover it all the time, but at least covering two possible scenarios of a possible trade, right? So get used to working your working your so basically working mentally like this. Always ask yourself, by the way, I am still here on AMC, just on the break of that view up, I'm gonna come out. Yeah, so always ask yourself, if this stock does this, then what? And if it doesn't do it, then what? Right? So you should always have that answer before you actually enter the stock. AMC, AMC, AMC. RHE, RHE, RHE. Pre-market highs. It is rejecting from there. But I feel like on this one, it looks heavy to me. What I mean by that is, it's I don't know, I just have a feeling that it looks heavy to me. Maybe I can't explain it, but that's why I think looks heavy. But if it starts to attack that 1350s, chances are it might break it. So over 1350s would be an area to actually really keep an eye on. Let's analyze this. So it moves up with good volume, comes back with low volume, moves up with good volume, comes back with low. Actually, that's not bad, because as soon as, you know, this move happened with a really good volume. Let me just put it this way. You see this volume here and this move up here, right? And then you have this move where by small volume, and then sorry, not that, that one goes up, come on, like that. So what that is telling you is this move is actually genuine move with a good volume, and that pullback is profit taking with a low volume, right? So as long as that stands, it should be fine. What you're seeing right now is actually mixture of volume, so that could be a reversal point if the volume doesn't pick up and if it doesn't start to break above 1350s. Right, I hope that makes sense. I am on AMC. I'm gonna get out on the wick, high of the wick. I should be out by now anyways on this. Guys, over here, Andrew, hopefully that makes this is better example for you for mental stop. Um, you see this wick got created above the level, above our level that we're watching. Now it's safe to put your hard stop on top of that wick. In fact, this is exactly what I did. If it does take me out, that's fine. But this way I'm making sure that I don't get whipped out. Overextended, I wouldn't really call it overextended intraday. Intraday, it looks more like a stable run. It's more of a stable run than an overextended. But daily definitely looks like overextension. 1030 to 14s, almost 1350s. Yeah, so that 1350, as you can see, got rejected. Now this here is not a good sign. But if it does come back, as I said, 1350s break, then it could run for another move like this. I am actually surprised on RHE the way it's moving. It looks more of a stable move. Usually on these low floaters you don't get this. You either get parabolic and then reversal, or basically just complete failure. I mean, if it was the reverse over here, there we go, it's already decided. Under 13, I wouldn't look to long this. As long as it's staying under 13, be careful longing or longing this. Yeah, I'm out of AMC, by the way, guys. I'm out of AMC for the remainder of the partial right here. 45, 55, good area to exit. So that's pretty much it for me. That's actually, what is it, three trades, well, this I will call it not red. It is actually it is actually small red, but these two, yes, definitely reds. And then we had, I think, one more red on B big right over here. So today I hit my 3 reds, consecutive reds. I will definitely say I am down about 3R, which is okay. It's part of the deal, part of the game. As long as we're controlling our risk, I am perfectly fine with that. Because I know in the long run, when I hit those days, it will be alright. In the bull flag thing, third bull flag, it will start. Don't really know what you mean. Third bull flag. Third bull flag. Do we have multiple bull flags here? Oh, okay. I know what you mean. On these, 1, 2. Right. Okay. On these areas here. Is that what you mean? Or you're talking about something else? Not really sure. Yeah, that's a really good thing to have, Andrew. Yeah, if you can keep that -2R, it's perfect. Uh, -3R. I don't usually hit -3Rs. It will be once in a while. Even though if I have three consecutive reds, it will be smaller reds. Sometimes it will be early stops. For example, on this one, uh, I believe I exited early. I didn't like the price action. It was over here somewhere, my stop. I might be wrong on it. On this one, the full stop got hit. I will admit to that. And also B big was kind of like a full stop. Yeah. So today I will be definitely around -3. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. So whenever I have those days, it will be close to -2 hours on average. Yeah, I know, Jessica. I missed quite a few, which probably. See, the thing is, when you like B big was the main big miss. If you have seen me, if you've been following me, this is my trade. This is my bread and butter. Um, it's just something I would have definitely taken with my eyes closed. But because I was probably concentrating on something else, I wasn't really looking at that, and that happened quite quickly. So I missed that. And also I was looking at RNXT right over here, in fact, right over here, broke that 200 EMA, and 200 EMA was nicely covering as a nice little resistance area, as you can see. So yeah, that one I missed. I actually tried to get in on that, on this and this bar, and obviously on this, when it washed and closed like that, I just didn't want to really chase it. So yeah, two really beautiful trades missed, but obviously we will have that, guys. You're never gonna catch them all. As long as we've actually controlled our risk, and it stuck to our rules, that's what matters. uh, Definitely. I would say so. uh, Gotta catch them all. By the way, there's our short happening right about RHE, under 13, your stop 1310s. I am not going to trade, but there's a short happening right about now. Um, your basically your target is 12.19, so $1 almost. Well, not $1, 80 cents. I use about four monitors, about 20-inch each. Is it 20? It could be less than that. These are not that big monitors. One is a big one, 24-inch, but even that is not big enough. It's never enough. Once you start going into that two, three, four monitors, it's never enough. I could do with another two, actually. Yeah, you don't want to rush into building setups, your screen setups and everything. One is enough. One is enough to begin with. Once you start to realize that you can actually benefit from extra screen, um, and it's not going to affect you that much, then that's probably when you decide. But at the moment, even if you had, it's going to confuse the hell out of you guys if you're not used to. So, especially in this case, you want to gradually start adding. Let's say, for example, you are trading on a laptop. Well, what you can do is, if you're really, really comfortable on that one screen, you can add a screen that connects to your laptop, a monitor, a small little monitor, and then play around with that monitor itself. But do not change anything on that laptop, because that's going to really ruin your routine, and it's going to take you out of that zone. So whatever it was there, keep that, but add small little things, like maybe you might want to have 6 7 charts that you're watching, a grid of a chart on the other extra screen, but only add one at a time. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, if you have those kind of HD monitors, definitely a good idea to have. um, I really need upgrade, by the way. That looks, now that looks strong. It's coming back, guys. Okay, look at the volume. I want to trade this, but this actually could be another start of a move, guys. See what's happening with this one. It's very unusual the way it's moving. I think, in my opinion, this is being controlled. Somebody might have locked the float rotation, and they're just slowly making the price creep up. That's what I'm thinking it's doing, and it's gonna eventually explode, and then the guy who's, or people who are actually locking the rotation, is gonna start taking whatever they need to take. So yeah, I'm really tempted, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shut down my platform so I don't take any trades. Because if I do take any trades now, it'll be breaking my rules. Yeah, that's a good idea. I always have spy. You don't have to monitor QQQ. Well, mm, it depends how you use things, but spy is enough, I think. It spies on my other chart, something like this. I'll show you. These are my watch lists for the day. As you can see, spy is always going to be on the top left corner here. It's always going to be there. And I have these thumbnails of 12 charts. Yeah, that's short. That short would have been definitely a loser, for sure. But there was a short opportunity there, but not your setup. Well, your setup is kind of there when it went under that 20 EMA. But as soon as it started to create this volume here, this is when I start. Oh, this is no good. So if I was in it, I probably wouldn't gotten out maybe on the break of 13s, seeing this volume coming in. Maybe on the break of yeah, I might have gotten out 1310s, something like that. So yeah, definitely that would have been a loser. But there it goes. 1350 broke. Now let's see if it moves. Yeah, same here. So for a recaps, for the sake of recap, daily recap, I am going to go through the daily trades today. So today I took BBIG short. So it had a really good wash down. The early entry was here, we missed that. So 630s, around 630s was the entry with a stop of 640s, around 12 cents stop. Now once this happened, I wasn't really sort of looking for anything on it, but I was looking actually for a bigger pullback, so which it did right about here. So at that point it was actually showing sign of weakness around the VWAP rejection. So I traded that short around 620s, and then got stopped out 630, 6 or 8, so I'm not too sure. So around I remember it was 18 cents loss. So that's kind of like one loser here, just about less than 1 hour for me. So that's B big. Let's just say 1 hour. Let's write these down because I want to make sure that when I lose, I'll put higher amount instead of. It is not 1 hour, but I wanna write 1 hour. I don't know whether that makes sense to you guys, but that is minus 1 hour, guys, for on B big. On AMC, let me have a look. AMC. So on AMC we had our early, the first entry was around under a VWAP 45.26, so it washed down under VWAP, went up to a retest VWAP and the EMA, and it at that point when I entered it was showing a little bit of a rejection from that area, so short 45.28 I believe, and then got stopped at 45 over 45.50s basically, so around 20, just over 20 cents on this. I did start out small on that, so not a 1 hour on that, and then this one here, preemptive trade for a breakout. So at this point right about here, let's have a look. I mean, in hindsight it looks great for a short, yes, but this long was here, guys, and it was quite valid. Now the reason why I say this is earlier on it was showing sign of strength on the daily as well. I was kind of a bit long biased on it, and what I did was I was waiting for this to actually attack that 46 level here, this zone here. So it started to break and then started to create this nice little congestion area, nice little tight range. So slight volume was coming in. I would have liked it to be higher, the volume on the bar that I entered, but nevertheless I entered just over 46 and it just completely got rejected from there. So it was just a bit early entry, but in most cases if I do get some volume like this, it does usually break out, and it's a really good trade. It can turn out to be a really good trade, so it was worth the risk for sure, especially on AMC. So this was a full minus 1 hour on this. So on this one I stuck to the rules, which was basically I want to make sure that it breaks that the EMA and then starts trading under. I got out here somewhere. So that was a minus 1 hour. And also this trade, once it started to break down here, the VWAP and the trend line, well, it's just telling you that I have chosen a direction and I wanna, for now, I wanna go down. I am weak. So following that thesis, I thought, okay, if it does bounce up to 45.50s, 45.40s, this area here close to VWAP, I will take a short on it. I did 45.30s. That was a bit of a chase. Could have waited for that VWAP rejection, but we took one out, 45.90s. I believe it was 91. So put one parcel out on this, and then the remaining got stopped out around 45.55, just on the break of a VWAP. So on this name, I would say this is kind of like break even. That's minus 1 hour. Let's call that also minus 1 hour. But that is not actually -1 hour, probably 0.5. So I would say really, excluding the commissions, I will say -2.5 hour. But if I include commissions, I will say minus 3 hour for the day and -2 hour on the AMC. So -2 hour on AMC, total for the day would be -3 hour. -3 hour for the 4 trade that we did. There we go, guys. That's the result for the day. And obviously we are not going to always have green days, but as long as our green days are much bigger than our red days, then we are good to go. So that's the daily recap, guys. And let's see what we have on the chat. Yeah, tell me about it, James. It's crazy, man. Okay, so let me get rid of these and I can talk about the indicators. What am I doing? Yeah, it does really. Commission. That's why I don't do scalping. I used to, and would get good success as well, a really good success. But I wasn't really sort of making much, and too much hassle, too much stress, and I thought, okay, it's not even worth it, guys. I'm just paying the broker. That's all I'm doing. So that's why I came up with this rule. If I do have like -3 consecutive reds, then I will come out. I will shut down platform and everything. But in the past, what I have done is, most cases, I will fight it, and I will fight it to a point where I'll have either a massive loser or I'll actually have a good winner. But by the end of the day, that day will actually wear me out completely. Like literally, I would just it will just completely kill me, like mentally. Like I wouldn't be able to think after that. So it wasn't really sort of healthy way of trading. So I just gave up on that. And then once I started to look for my watch list, makes a big difference, to be honest. The way I create my watch list, there are some criterias it has to meet. So once it meets any of those watch lists, if it does provide the setup, they usually do a good move. So I am kind of happy about that, and I'm only taking about on average 3 trades a day. So if you go back to the streams, you probably wouldn't see me taking like I don't remember if I have ever taken more than 5 trades or 6 trades for the whole day. And I'm usually done for the first hour, you know that, and then we just talk about things. Anyways, so yeah, that's the thing with the commissions as well. You know, if you're paying a flat rate, that's why you wanna basically have more room for your trade to work out, and just you got to select the A+ setups. If it does look anything iffy, don't take it at all. Indicator wise, I have got indicators 1, I have got 20 EMA. 2, I have got 200 EMA. 3, I have got VWAP. That's my indicator. There's nothing to hide. That's what I use on a daily basis. 20 EMA, 200 EMA, and VWAP. So the dashed orange line here is 20, and then the blue line here is 200, and then the VWAP is gray area, gray line here. By the way, Andrew, have a look. 200 EMA. Yeah. Anybody who doesn't have a system, guys, who doesn't have a system and looking for a system, study the 200 EMA. Don't confuse it too much, right? Do not confuse it too much. What you want to do is you want to notice every time it comes to 200 EMA, how much of a bounce does it do normally. Let's for argument's sake today we check our whole watch list and let's see how EMA did. 200 EMA, right? In BBig's case, the only time it came up here was here, so that would have been definitely a loser, right? Okay, we got one loser. So it depends. Now you can say that as soon as it reaches, I can trade. I will trade short or long for a reversal off of the EMA. Or what you can do, in my opinion, I would say, is wait for a rejection of an EMA. Right? Maybe in this case you would have gotten in and that would have been loser. So one loser. Okay. So pre-market I wouldn't really consider, but there was a trade there, and then there's a trade here on the bounce. As soon as it comes and bounces, start to bounce back up, and that's your trade. Huge trade, that one, actually, from 45 to 50 cents at least. So one winner, one loser. Now remember, your winner is always going to be bigger than your loser. Just remember that. Over here, this one here as well, bounce and rejection. I will call this the rejection because not much of a break, and that breakthrough, we're talking like only few cents break here, guys. You know, you can't just have that much room. If you're going to trade straight off of the 200 EMA, let's say 451.87s, you can't just have 451.97s. You might want to keep it really tight, but expect a little bit of a break. Now, in this case, definitely over 452, right? Over 452, maybe a few cents over 452, right? That would have worked out. Have a look at this one, right? Parabolics to EMA. Boom, rejection. That was actually the high of day, believe it or not, right? Let's keep going, right? In this case, earlier on, one thing I will remind you over and over, earlier on, a 200 EMA will not have that much effect. This first, two, second, third, that's the fifth bar, that's the fifth minute of the open. I will not consider trading, first of all, and even if I do, I will not use this system. After that, if this came back down, that would have been a trade here, but this came down, bounced a little bit, but that would have been a loser, 100%. And that, again, as you can see, guys, early it doesn't, you know, it's not really sort of strong earlier on, but this is another setup. We'll talk later, maybe some other time. But let's go into 200 here. Never reached, and never reached. And over here we have similar to what we had on Ether. And then look at this. Boom, bounce, boom, bounce. Now on this bounces, it's better to have a nice scalping strategy. Don't expect too much. If it does, especially if it's under VWAP, something like this. This is a really good example. Like, let's say you entered right at the EMA, 1080s, 1083s. You want to have like around, maybe in this case, because this is a very big mover, so you want to have like, I don't know, maybe 15 cents, 20 cents. So 1080s, 1060s. So your stop will be here. Now on the bounce, do not look for 1.5 would be more than enough. 2 will be stretching it. 2R will be stretching it. For example, 20 cents here, 1080s. Yeah, it definitely gave you that 2R, but most cases 2R is more than enough. So maybe target 2Rs. And then over here, earlier on, as I said, we're not going to consider that, but that would have been a loser. This one would take it out, but that probably would have been a winner. The next one, let's see, 1105s, 11, that probably would have been a loser. But then if it's now, if this takes me out and then comes back up again, that is still valid, right? You would have taken that one as well. That would have been a winner. So something like this. I'm not saying that's how I do it, but if I were to do it only based off of 200, that's probably what I would do. Now looking at these today, I've already noticed that sometimes we get a wick outside of the 200 EMA. So I'm already deciding that I will not have a, I'll be extra careful putting the stop very close to 200 EMA. I will probably trade it close to 200, but I will keep my stop slightly flexible. It depends on the move of the stock as well. So maybe 10 to 20 cents. Right, some stocks 10 is more than enough. Some stocks maybe 20 is not enough. So it depends on the range of the stock. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing I will change, right? And the next thing, what I would do is I will start looking at these numbers. These, as you can see, 11 right over here, 11. Now, what it did was it went down 11. If I hadn't traded or if I was out on it, once it reclaimed the reclaimed the 11 and 200 EMA, that would be my entry again. So I wouldn't mind re-entering in these kind of scenarios. So yeah, there's these setups that you can use. Today we would have definitely been better off using this system only. Imagine that, right? So that's maybe I should create a video on this 200 EMA setup that I'm talking about. I should definitely. AMC, look at this. Look at this. I know this is a bigger bounce, but look at this. This is a smaller bounce. That's we're talking 15 cents bounce there. Right? So don't tell me that 200 EMA is not relevant to the price. Well, it might not be, but if everybody and big money is looking at this 200 EMA, I should be looking at it. Simple as that. There shouldn't be other reason. That's it. Alright guys, so if there's no more questions, I am gonna shut down the PC and the stream. Today we had red day for sure, pretty much everybody I think, but just remember guys, we are gonna look at our trades in a slightly bigger picture way. We're not gonna think of one trade being a loser, one day being a loser. We wanna make sure that we step out of that and zoom out and think of a series of multiple days, multiple trades, right? We are gonna obviously make sure that we're gonna start to gauge our performance, not by the outcome. What I mean by not by the PNL, but by the process. Did we follow our rules? Well, we did, but we still had red day. Well, that's part of the game. Okay, it's never guaranteed that you're gonna have green days. So in that sense, we can go and say to ourselves, yes, we did well. Today was a successful day. Start really honing on that every day, trying to sort of get that mentality going. Once you have that, then you wouldn't be that emotional if you have a red day or a green day even, right? So that's what I would say. That's my 2 cents on today, guys. But yeah, man, ACIU done really well. Jay, you seem to be going against me. What are you doing, man? Are you checking my trades? Are you stream sniping? I think you are. This thing, once it started to reject that 12 I was mentioning, this is already decided move and it's just gonna drift off. That's what it did exactly. But this one was too choppy for me to trade. One, two, it almost never gave me an entry clean enough for my setups. But if you have a good setup running, then that by all means perfectly fine. On these ones, on these, I I've noticed that you trade the gap and poops, obviously, right? Gap and crap. Yes, great strategy. It can cost you overhead costs are quite high on these. One, two. Be very careful in this zone, right? Be very careful in this zone. Create yourself a nice little area. So, for example, if you see at the right at the open, wait up like 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Wait up, and then once you start to get these chops, create nice little boxes or a limit an area where you're going to say to yourself, well, unless it breaks that, it's still in a chop, I'm just going to wait up on it. Now, if has it given you other opportunities to trade? Absolutely, 100%. If you do trade what is it called, discretionary, right? But even if you have other setups, I'm pretty sure they might have given some chances for you to enter. For me, right about here, if I was going to enter, right about here would have been a much better entry. Really confirmed entry, basically. Yes, but Jay, remember again, trying to sort of make sure that you are not breaking a lot of rules, your own rules. Your business plan, if it's getting broken every day and is paying you, might not be a good thing in the long run, right? But as long as you're controlling that risk of yours, perfectly fine. Really nice trade, by the way. Really nice. Yep, absolutely. Gap and crabs tend to work really well. 100%. It does, but when it doesn't, also gets a lot of people in trouble. That's why probably I would not be able to trade this, because I am one of those that has to have a proper risk. What I can't do is I can't rely on 13s, for example. Well, I can't say to myself, well, if I short here, I'm gonna wait until it. My risk will be behind 13s. That is huge for me. Like, $1 risk. No way. I would rather take. Here's how I would do it. I would rather take 2-3 losers, but with a 10-20 cents loser. Right? That's the way I am. Some people might be different. They are really good with handling bigger stop losses. I just can't handle that. Yeah, because you have room. You have room. You give the trade quite a bit of room. I know the way you trade, by the way you take trades. you do give quite a bit of room, which is really good, absolutely. But that room that you gave, 100%, you must stick to that oh shit handle, right? Uh-huh. In that case, that's really good. 1174 and 12. I think you took it here somewhere, right? Under 11, somewhere here. So yeah, that's really good because that risk is over 12. That does definitely make sense. But initially, when you're trading here, this is what is a little bit difficult to trade. But yeah, I mean, I think you've already changed a little bit. Before you had to use, you used to use a lot of flexible or bigger stops, right? And I think since you joined our stream, you're getting it tighter and tighter, which is really good to see. As I said, take few trades. Don't worry, take few. If it doesn't, like for example, let's say this takes you out, right? This wicks you out. Well, you lost 20 cents. But if it does come back in, and it does show you that that was just a wick, re-enter again, right? If your setup is still there, re-enter a few times. I will re-enter if the setup is still there. So yeah, perfectly fine. Yeah, yeah, definitely you get there. All right, no worries, Jessica. Have a good one. Take it easy. I'm gonna go as well, guys. Seems like everybody is going anyway. So, all right, guys. Everyone who is involved, Jay, Jessica, Owen, Andrew, I will see you in the live stream tomorrow, hopefully 9:15 EST. Take it easy, guys. Have a safe one. Ciao.